CBS13 I-Team is on your side. You asked and we're answering. I-Team reporter Dan Lamparello looks into a question about safety requirements for hotels in Maine and what equipment they need to prevent fires.
A deadly fire at a hotel in Kittery last week became so intense so quickly because firefighters say it didn't have a sprinkler system, which has raised some questions about the safety requirements for these types of buildings. Ken asks the I-Team, I know the hotel that burned in Kittery was old, but why wasn't it required to have a sprinkler system? I thought all large buildings like this needed them. The Days Inn that burned in Kittery was built in 1956, long before the days of fire suppression systems like automatic sprinklers. It wasn't until 36 years later, in 1992, that those systems would be required under state law. But those building codes only apply to new buildings that are 2 stories or more tall. So to answer Ken's question, the Kittery Hotel was grandfathered in because of its age and wasn't required to have sprinklers. If it had been built after 1992, though, it would have needed them. Here's what the I-Team was able to find out from the state fire marshal's office. As long as a facility was built before that time and meets the requirements of an existing hotel, they are not required to retroactively install a sprinkler system. Now, we're told the majority of hotels in the state of Maine do have sprinkler systems. While the Days Inn wasn't one of them, it was required to have smoke alarms, all of which were working at the time of last week's fire. For the I-Team, I'm Dan Lamparello.
And by the way, if you have something you want to ask the I-Team, make sure to send it to tips@wgme.com or you can call 228-7713. We'll get the answer for you every Tuesday on Ask the I-Team.